Hello, book people. PT Hylton here. I am here today to talk to you about my April TBR. It feels like it's a little early to be talking about April TBRs, but I like to post my my TBR the last Thursday of the previous month. So here we are. I've got a lot of good books in this one. I'm excited. Let's get started. First up, The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell. I talked about this probably in January. I think it was on my TBR and ended up getting bumped. And I'm not sure why, because I really love David Mitchell. I think he's one of our best speculative fiction writers that's working today. If you've never read any David Mitchell, I highly, highly recommend checking him out. I haven't read this book yet, obviously, but my favorite book by him is The Thousand Autumns of Jacob Dezote, or Cloud Atlas is also very good. And by the way, don't be put off by the Cloud Atlas movie if you've seen it. That's very different. It's got a lot of the same stuff that happens, but it's kind of trying to say a different thing, I think. So the book is much better than the movie, by the way. But anyway, this is the most recent book. I think it covers the lifespan of a woman, and that's really all I know about it. I don't know too much, but knowing David Mitchell, I'm sure there's going to be some great characters, some beautiful writing, and some very weird stuff happening. David Mitchell, again, I encourage you, if you haven't read anything by him, to check him out. I haven't seen too much on BookTube about David Mitchell books, and I think he is an author that definitely deserves to be read. I think Catherine from Android's Conundrum might have done a review of this book, I believe, but I don't think I've seen too many other people talking about David Mitchell in general. So check him out, and I'll let you know what I think of this book. Next up, I have Range of Ghosts by Elizabeth Bear. This is the first book in a trilogy. This one is a fantasy trilogy that is set in a world that's kind of inspired by the Mongols, I believe. A lot of horseback warrior type stuff. Looking forward to this one a lot just because the Mongols very much interest me. Then we have one of last year's, probably most popular fantasy books, which is City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett. A lot of people that I really respect love this book. So I am going to be reading it this month. Another fantasy set in a city where there's, I don't know the whole deal, but there's staircases that lead to nowhere or something. And I think maybe someone killed a god or something. I don't know exactly, but I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be right up my alley. Then we have Authority by Jeff Vandermeer. This is the second book in his Southern Reach trilogy. This is actually a bind-up of all three the books, Annihilation, Authority, and Acceptance. I know Annihilation is a book a lot of people hate, a lot of people love. It's divisive. I liked it a lot. It's very strange and weird. If you don't like weird stuff where you don't know exactly what's going on and it all feels very strange and foreign and almost dreamlike, you probably would not like Annihilation. I do like that kind of stuff at times if it's well done and well written, and this definitely is. So I'm going to go on with the second book. The first book followed a group of I think it was 4 women who went to this place, the Southern Reach, that is kind of this place that I think is kind of like off the North Carolina coast, that no one, it's this weird place that's been overtaken by strange animal, plant life and stuff, and no one, strange things happen. So basically no one goes in there, but this team of these 4 researchers is sent in. One thing that makes it really weird and dreamy is that none of them are named. They're all just called by their jobs, like the archaeologist and stuff like that. Very surreal, strange stuff. I believe that the next book, Authority, follows a different group going into the Reach. The area is actually called Area X, hence the cool X on here. I really like this cover, by the way. But yeah, I'll tell you what I think of that. They're very short is one thing about them. So if you're kind of on the fence about trying Annihilation, I'd say give it a go. It's really short. Next, The Year of Cosmere continues with Hero of Ages, the third book in the Mistborn trilogy. I've been enjoying the last 2 books. I had already read the first book, actually, The Final Empire, but I read Well of Ascension last month, or in March, this month still really, and I liked it a lot. So looking forward to Hero of Ages. I'm really curious to see how this series wraps up. I've heard really good things about the ending, that the ending is wonderful. So next we have The Planetary Omnibus. This is the complete series of The Planetary by Warren Ellis and John Cassaday. This is a comic book series about 3 people who are, I think they call them mystery archaeologists. Their job is to kind of go around and document kind of the secret history of the world, any kind of like supernatural events. And a lot of it is a play on popular culture. So I believe there's stuff like, there's they find out that a monster has been attacking this Japanese city for years and it's somehow been covered up, kind of a Godzilla reference. There's a lot of strange stuff like that. But overall, throughout the series, they're a three-person team, and I believe the big mystery of the series, or one of them, is that there's a mysterious fourth man that you don't know who he is, or I don't know who he is, and that's like kind of the mystery, or one of the mysteries of the series. This is very highly acclaimed. I like Warren Ellis. I read one of his novels. It was good. I'm really looking forward to reading this and talking about it because it was a very influential series. Also, one good thing about reading this is I think there was tons of delays on this when it was released month to month, and now I have the whole thing in one book, so I can just read it straight through without having to worry about the delays. The final thing I'm going to read this month is another comic book series. It is Scalped. Scalped is a series that was put out by Vertigo a few years ago. I read the first maybe 4 or 5 issues, liked it a lot, but I kind of went out of reading comic books on a month-to-month basis for a few years there and stopped this one. Basically, that was the story of a young man who was raised as a young kid on a reservation, a Native American reservation, and eventually moved off the reservation, I think when he was like maybe in his early teens, if I remember correctly. And now he's coming back to the reservation and kind of starting to get involved in with the criminal family and criminal group that kind of runs the reservation. So it's very much like kind of a Sopranos type story. Like there's this organized crime group. It's really fascinating. I loved the first few issues that I read. Some great twists in there that I did not see coming. It's really supposed to be one of the best crime comic book series of the past 10 years or so. If you like crime comics, if you like the stuff that like Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips have done, like Sleeper and Incognito and Fatale and all that, this might be one to check out. Although it's got a different tone definitely than those. Those are more noir. This is more like almost a mafia kind of piece. Definitely looking forward to reading that. There's 10 trade paperbacks, but my library has all of them, so I will be reading all of those. That's what I'm going to be reading in April. Looking forward to a good month, and let me know what you guys are reading. If you have April TBR videos, I can't wait to see them. Otherwise, let me know what you're going to read. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.